The Kentucky Derby is upon us. This year, we celebrate the 150th installment of the longest-running sporting event in American history. And like American history, the legacy of the Derby is littered with triumphant underdogs, industry giants, and unsung heroes. Enter Oliver Lewis and Ansel Williamson, the winning jockey and trainer in the first Kentucky Derby on May 17, 1875. Both weathered the atrocity of slavery to eventually make a profound impact in the sport by winning its crown jewel. Now, although they were the first, they represent an era of African American jockey trainer dominance that few know about and deserves to be celebrated.
Racing in America, it really evolved in the South, the southern states, and on the plantations. And before 1900, a lot of the charts didn't always include the jockeys. They rarely included the trainer. So today, when you read a racing form or go on Equibase, all that information is there for you. But to go back then, you really got to dig through newspaper accounts to see if a guy was mentioned. Sometimes they just mentioned him by nicknames or last names. And if he had a common last name, it could have been anybody.
Today was a very special day. I was very honored to take part in a ceremony with Governor Beshear. We actually gave a proclamation to Ansel Williamson. Ansel Williamson is also inducted into the National Racing Hall of Fame. He was a trainer of the very first Kentucky Derby winner in Aristides. He also was the mentor to Ed Brown, who we named the Ed Brown Society after. But a very prolific horseman. Not only did he win the Kentucky Derby, but he won a lot of numerous Grade 1 races throughout his career as a horse trainer. It was really the foundational guy when we look at, sort of who a mega trainer was in his day. It's also very special that Churchill Downs recognized Ansel Williamson. And at the end of the year, they're going to tally the leading trainer by wins for all of their meets. And then they will award him the Ansel Williamson Leading Trainer Award. They're also going to do that with the Oliver Lewis Jockey Award for that leading jockey.
In recent years, there has been a noticeable effort across the industry to promote, spotlight, and invest in African American participation in the sport. And with change makers on the track, in the owner's box, and in the grandstand, history may soon repeat itself, with them once again in the winner's circle.
Group of individuals, we started the Ed Brown Society, named after the prolific trainer, owner, and jockey, Edward Dudley Brown, one of the few African Americans that's enshrined in the National Racing Hall of Fame. We celebrate the rich history of African Americans in the equine industry. We create opportunities for young people of color to gain industry exposure, training, and experience through scholarships and internships. That's been very fruitful. When we initially started out, we were at 2 students. Now we're at about 26, 28 students from that first course.
And, if we can get them the opportunities, there's a lot of people out there with the aptitude to do it. So, what Greg and Ray and some of the other people are doing out there to try to encourage this, it's absolutely influential. And, racing needs more people of talent, of any background. Out in California, I don't know if you've heard of the Compton Cowboys, but they're a group out there, trying to get people familiar with horses and horsemanship. So there are people, working to make a difference out there, and I think that their influence will definitely be felt.
Sandwich just walked in. Bourbonic and Kendrick Carmouche will be the last to load here.
It was almost like seeing my firstborn baby come, It almost gave me that feeling, like it was just, like it was there, like, man, like, I can't believe I'm riding the Kentucky Derby, like, this little kid from Louisiana always dreamed of something like this, so it was pretty cool. I enjoyed every moment of it. I always dreamed to go to the Derby, but I also know in my dream when I was growing up, that Kentucky Derby was a winning dream. It wasn't just to get there, so I know somewhere in my future I'm gonna win the Derby. I just don't know when.